All right, so strategies and triangles. My two favorite things in the world. Do I need to adjust the audio levels? I'll adjust it in the middle of cutscenes if it seems like the need arises. Let's switch over to here. So, we just wrapped up some Elden Ring shenanigans, which is a fun but frustrating game as always. And I didn't get any drop frame issues, same with streaming some Explorers of Sky yesterday. So hopefully today I can actually play triangle strategy, unlike whatever the last session was. Hopefully. We shall see. I hope so. The dropped frame issues the other day was so unbearable. So let's hope that we can actually play the triangle strategy today. The banquet ends without incident. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief. Dragon, however, has something on his mind. Yeah, so time to see a bunch of cutscenes. I hate how ZR zoom out. That's so dumb. Anyway, so where are we? Chapter 8? We're not in chapter 8. We're on like chapter 2, I think. I'm on level 3, chapter 2. This is the thing. That's where we're at right now. So, where we left off, there was, Serenota and Frederica that were, promised to each other because of a political marriage. They just met. There's like a banquet and stuff, and nations are coming together, and everything's like cool and stuff for now. But for how long? Yeah, same developer of Octopath. This is the next game in the series of Octopath. They're calling it the HD 2D series over at Square Enix. So same art style. And this is the second game in that series. And the third one is coming out this summer, being Live Alive, which is a remake of some SNES game that only released in Japan back in the day. That is a remake of the game that inspired Octopath Traveler, apparently. So, by the time this summer rolls around, there will be 3 games in the HD 2D series, with Octopath being the first one, this being the second, and Live Alive being the third. So, let's get back into a bunch of cutscenes. Hopefully without any drop frames this time.
Now that's what I call a feast. You've landed quite the catch, Frederica. He is a good man. I can see it in his eyes.
He's got a creepy
You are
voice.
too kind, Lord Dragan. And humble as well. Are you impressed as I, Frederica?
I can tell that your heart is pure and gentle, my lord.
Lady Frederica.
Forgive me if I caused offense. I thought only to return your sincerity and kind.
No apologies are needed. I am happy to meet your approval.
Thank you, my lord.
Words come so easily to the both of you. A perfect match.
Forgive my curiosity. What sort of life did Lady Frederica lead in Esfrost?
Her life? Truth be told, my dear Serenoa, not a pleasant one. Those of Rosellan blood are looked down upon in Esfrost, even if they are the daughter of the Archduke's concubine. Gustadolf's full siblings are the worst of the lot. They have not a shred of human compassion between them. They cruelly bully the girl endlessly, regardless of time or place.
Is this...
True? Of course it is. I know Frederica's suffering all too well. My own father lived ever in the shadow of his elder brother, the former Archduke. Our house, too, is met with sneers by those who consider themselves our betters. But no more! I shall show all those simpering fops that it is not birth that makes greatness, but deeds. And so I did my due research at the archives, that my grand invention shall blast our way forward!
Dragan, please. I believe you've had enough to drink.
You can hardly blame me for availing myself of Glenbrook's finest libations, brought by traders from the realm over. Each cask exotic than the last. Why, to not partake would be an affront to our newfound allies.
Just make sure your head is clear for tomorrow. Or have you forgotten you're meant to be representing your nation?
Yes, a ceremony to usher in a new age of harmony and prosperity. I am too young to have known the war, so I see our three nations joining hands more as a matter of expedience. But what of you, my kin-to-be? How do you see our grand cooperative venture?
How do I see it? That's a good question. Let's see here. As the first step toward true harmony among our three nations, I welcome it. It'll benefit all nations involved. I see nothing wrong with that. It's impossible to understand each nation's motivations. I can't say whether this bodes well. It's the first step towards harmony.
It is the first step towards true harmony among our three nations. I welcome it.
I see. I admire your optimism, even if I cannot say I share it.
I know that old grudges die hard. Still, I choose to believe we can overcome our differences.
Truly, a kind-hearted soul you are. And people are ever eager to follow a kind heart over a wicked one. Yes, I suspect it shall be your strength going forward. In any event, it is always good to have another perspective on matters. Let me tell you what I believe. I believe we're on the cusp of a great achievement. As always, it is the young who must bear the burden of building the future. Old shoulders are frail, old minds stubborn. Whatever lies in our future, those who make it will mark their names in history. And mine will be writ large for all to see! And I would write yours next to it, my dear cousin. Pray, come visit me at the mines once operations are underway, and I shall...
Dragan, are you quite all right?
Worry not, Frederica.
And we're having weird issues with this game again.
Perhaps I should just lie.
This was happening last time as well, where the audio would skip a beat here and there from time to time. And I don't know if it's a thing with my capture card or what it is. We didn't have issues like this when we were doing Elden Ring or Explorers of Sky, but neither of those were capture card, like, thingamabobs. Those are both things that were being run on my PC. So I wonder if something's going wrong with my capture card. Anyway, forgive it if there's weird audio hiccups like that, I guess. He's gonna die, right? Yeah, there he goes. Oh, never mind.
It would seem Lord Dragan has turned in for the night.
Quite the passionate fellow, isn't he?
He's never been one to hide his ambition, ever since we were little. Neither does he hide his disapproval of my brother and trueborn siblings.
Feelings which you share?
I grant it would be satisfying to see the sneers of those who look down on me wiped from their faces. But I also agree with Lord Simone that we must set our gazes to the future. Though I know not yet how I might best serve in this new age, I would do what I can.
We are of the same mind in that regard, my lady. Let us ease the weight of each other's burdens.
Please, call me Frederica. We are to be husband and wife after all.
Of course, my... Frederica. Pray call me Sereno as well. We should carry your cousin to his chambers. Will you help me? Frederica.
Certainly, Serenoa. Let us take care not to wake him, lest he resume his prattle.
Benedict. I thought I might find you here.
My lord.
Did you tell her that Serenoa would soon be taking over as lord of our house?
Forgive me, my lord. I did not think to...
Save your apologies, Benedict. Doubtless she was overjoyed to hear it from you. Destra always did trust you above all her advisors. As do I. For 30 years you have served my house better than I ever could have asked for.
You honor me, my lord.
My lord? I suspect this will be the last night I will hear those...
My lord, I will call for a healer at once.
Do not bother, Benedict. It will avail me not. You know as well as I how my heart now fails me.
My lord.
And so I entrust Serenoa to you. For our house, pray heed this old man's final order.
Certainly. I will live to serve your son until I breathe my last.
Did you hear that, Destra? Our boy is in good hands. My old dear friend, long have we stood together.
I will not let you down, my lord.
Well, that was a set of cutscenes. I assume that this is gonna lead into another set of cutscenes rather than another battle. I also don't know why Streamlabs has been being weird lately, where it's like when I turn the chat on, it doesn't show all the chat that happened during the cutscenes, but hey. It is what it is. Simon or whatever the heck gathers the members of House Wolfort to announce his abdication. Alright, let's see it. Time to watch more cutscenes.
My beloved son, Serenoa, will oversee the matters of our house from this day forward. I expect you to serve him as dutifully as you served me.
Of course, Lord Simon.
Aye, my lord. Our undying loyalty to House Wolfort.
My son, listen well. A lord's judgment shapes the fates of his kin and subjects alike. Responsibility for their well-being now falls on your shoulders. You must lead them well.
Yes, Father. I shall keep those words close to my heart. To that end, I require wise counsel. Together, you possess a wealth of experience. As Lord of House Wolfort, it is my duty to consider the best course from every perspective afforded me. I shirk not from this responsibility. At the same time, I would be a fool to not seek guidance from those more traveled than I. For my house and my people, I trust I can rely on you.
Well spoken, my son. I dare say you are more than ready to receive this.
The Scales of Conviction, a holy relic, said to be blessed by the deities of old.
It was gifted to our family by the King of Glenbrook. From this day on, I entrust it to you. However, it is of little use without these.
Coins. 7 of them.
Tokens of conviction, we call them. Give one each to only your most trusted retainers and allies. They will guide you when the path is darkest. Their words will.
I hear if you collect enough tokens of conviction, you can redeem them for cool
Be well the advice of your
prizes.
friends and subjects, and choose your steps carefully. Such has been the way of our house, and such you must see it always shall be.
I will, Father. I shall treasure these gifts and make wise use of them in times of need.
Very good. Now do your duty, my son.
We await your orders, my lord.
We depart for the capital at once. May this ceremony be but the first of many joyous occasions ahead of us.
And so the stewardship of House Wolffort passes from father to son. Lord Simon Wolffort, beloved throughout Glenbrook, entrusts the future to young Serenoa. With the ceremony to mark the beginning of the joint mining venture and a tourney on the horizon, the Wolfforts set forth to the Crown City. With no heroic deeds yet to his name, the new Lord Wolffort sets his eyes on the proving grounds, eager to show his worthiness.
Are we gonna play in that tourney that I've been hearing so much about, but I still know basically nothing about? I want to play the video game.
Lord Simon will step down. I suppose the time comes for us all to pass on the torch eventually. What wisdom has your father bestowed upon you?
He has told me what it means to be lord of a house.
Very good. Serenoa of House Wolffort, the crown of Glenbrook now looks to you for loyal service and brotherhood.
Yes, Your Majesty. I shall not disappoint.
I dare you to say that again, Thalis.
Must you make me repeat myself? I am the Prime Minister of Esfrost. I and I alone am fit to represent our nation. Go push your papers in the shadows like the minor lordling's son you are.
You would shame me. You, who would be nothing if not for your high birth. Your ineptitude is mocked by noble and commoner alike.
Dragan, you forget yourself.
You both forget yourselves.
Frederica?
If you must bray at each other, then do so back home. Your bickering will bring shame upon our nation.
Such strong words, sister. Do you think you're above us now that you're being wed to mighty House Wolffort?
Please, Erica.
My apologies, but the ceremony will begin soon. I ask the delegates of each nation to make their preparations.
And you must be Serenoa Wolffort. Well, I suppose we should bother the happy couple no longer. Well done, Frederica. I see you've inherited your mother's wiles. She always did have a way with men.
Too bad you also inherited her hair. That sickly pink makes me want to retch.
Wow, rude, Edelgard.
Pray forgive my cousins, Lord Serenoa, and forgive me if I was out of line.
Those two, they were...
Thalis and Erica Esfrost. Full brother and sister to Archduke Gustadolf. And my half-siblings.
I see. Well, I hope that we can all come together for the sake of our grand endeavor.
Oh, the smithy is now available at the encampment. Okay, don't know why I didn't have that available earlier, but okay, I guess, or something. Oh, now some of the chat is appearing. Not all of it, but some of it is. Just seeing if there's any other side thing where Bob's no, doesn't seem like. So the festivities begin under the vigilant eyes of each nation's dignitaries. All right, let's go do the thingamabob.
My honored guests, I am pleased to announce that operations at the Grand Norzelian Mines have commenced in earnest.
Dang, I have to press the auto mode button anew every time a new cutscene comes up. I was drinking water. I was distracted.
The treasures more magnificent than even we had anticipated. May the mines endure for many years as a symbol of prosperity for all of our nations.
Well said. With Hyzant's salt and capital, Esfrost's ingenuity, and Glenbrook's raw materials and manpower, our realm's future is bright indeed. It is a partnership built on 3 pillars, each bearing equal weight. We owe a debt of gratitude for all who have supported this grand venture. A particular note is Lord Dragan, whose knowledge has allowed us to so swiftly see our labor bear fruit.
Oh, I should have used that hide guide button forever ago.
Whose mediation has proved invaluable in forming this accord. May their deeds be forever remembered by history. Let us raise our cups and toast to their health and happiness.
Lord Serenoa is smiling from ear to ear. Shame his parents couldn't be here to see this.
Do not get too swept away in the moment, Eredor. We have a job to do here, and the day has only begun.
Now that the formalities are done with, let the festivities begin. Step forward, Sir Maxwell.
So, this is the one they call the Dawn Spear.
Glenbrook's fiercest warrior. They say he has never known defeat.
I would take the measure of this man.
Now that the foundations for peace have been laid, let us be stifled by rigid formality no longer. There is a tourney to be had, after all. A much more entertaining event than my endless speeches.
Hear, hear, hear,
Here, here.
Will any among you prove a match for our Sir Maxwell, the champion of our previous challenge? I very much look forward to finding out. Until then, help yourselves to our hospitality and our wine.
Eat, drink, and be merry. It shall not be long until final preparations are complete.
Our time is nigh, Serenoa. Ah, but I forget myself. Our time is nigh, Lord Wolfort. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. But living up to the title will be no easy task.
You'll do your father proud, I'm sure. Unlike some of us.
Whoa, I got to do a thing. Have more faith in yourself, my friend. You too shoulder the future of the kingdom, after all. This is no time for self-pity. A prince's subjects mustn't hear him talking that way. Come, preparing for the tourney will take your mind off your worries. Hey, have more faith in yourself. I started pressing B instead of A because I was just playing Elden Ring with an Xbox controller, so the bottom one was A.
After all, you too shoulder the future of the kingdom.
I wonder if Glenbrook will truly flourish thanks to anything I do.
Of course it will. It already has. Besides, House Wolfort is at your back.
My apologies. And thank you. I shall strive to be worthy of your support.
You two were quite the pair, aren't you?
Fast friends from the day we met. And you are?
Apologies for not introducing you sooner. This is Huette of the Kingsguard.
I am tasked with keeping His Highness safe, though he often seems to resent it. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you, Lord Wolfort.
Ah, Prince Roland has told me much about you. I can see he is in good hands.
I shall see that it is so, my lord.
Now let us begin our preparations. Today we take the field, and today
we claim victory.
Roland and Huet joined your forces. Nice. Alright, Roland's aptitude in battle. A melee warrior with range. Strikes foes 2 squares in front of him with his spear. His steed grants him exceptional mobility. I'm pressing A. Do I have to press B? I have to press B specifically, apparently. Huet's aptitudes in battle. Rains arrows down on foes from the back of a hawk. Easily traverses terrain with large elevation changes. The higher the ground, the greater her range. Oh. Oh, I get to play the video game, except it's the version of like exploring around playing the video game. I best greet our guests, and also give me a chance to take the measure of my soon-to-be opponents. So we'll get to play like, you know, normal. I don't know why the chat is being weird lately, but we'll get to play the game the normal kind of way, right? Soon, I'm fairly certain. Hi, Mr. King Dudo guy. Whoa. I wish I could still turn the camera during cutscenes here. You carry your father's legacy on your shoulders, young lord. Eager am I to see how it fits you. Whoa. Hi. I've trained the prince since he was scarcely old enough to hold a spear. I have a great interest in seeing his performance at the tourney. I would wish you good luck, but I'd rather your skill carry you to victory. What a cool guy. I probably don't need to talk to everybody. I should probably talk to ones that have like these though. Soon as you will lead your first foray into battle, and Soon you will lead your first foray into battle, and Lady Frederica and I shall experience true combat for the first time. Do you have a stratagem in mind for the tourney? It may be a tourney, but defeat will bring shame upon us. I intend to do whatever I must to win. Our house fights with honor. There shall be no tricks, but we will offer our opponents no quarter. You handle yourselves admirably when the band's attacked. I expect your magic will be key to our victory. You're gonna be key here. You definitely really helped me out there. I could always switch over to this layout and then it shows like the thingamabob in the top right. It just says like the convictions have been strengthened is the only thing that you're like really missing there. But I mean, but yeah, it is a kind of a shame what happened with the demo there, so we kind of know things that happen. Unless it's different in the main game, I don't know. Is that so, my lord? To tell the truth, I hadn't anticipated such a response. But thank you for the flattery nonetheless. Okay, this layout here shows the full text. But yeah, yeah, like if you want to relax, it can be pretty nice. I don't mind games that have long cutscenes. This is on like a whole nother level for long cutscenes though, and you know, this art style, it is charming, but I feel like after you've seen, you know, the beginning few bits of a cutscene with this kind of art style, it's just kind of like the whole rest of that cutscene is just like, well, yeah, I'm just seeing, you know, very little movement for each of the characters because it's a simple 2D sprites, you know. So you don't exactly see like very vivid expressions. It's not like something like Xenoblade Chronicles where you can really enjoy a long cutscene because of the, you know, vivid expressions and incredible animations. Because this game is limited by the art style that it adopted, which is a charming art style, but isn't quite, I don't know, suited to this manner of long cutscenes, I feel like. So other than this game being similar to Fire Emblem, other quirks does this game have that marks it different from Fire Emblem? It has thingamabobs like, I was being sincere, just a sec. I have faith in all my allies. Else we would not be fighting together. Your honesty is refreshing indeed. I'm not so nervous as I was a moment before. I shall do my best to answer your every expectation. Lady Frederica and I shall prove ourselves worthy to fight alongside you. So, positioning is a thing in this game. Like, you get a bonus if you attack from the high ground, for example. Yeah, there's like hill terrain and stuff like that. So, elevation is a very good thing to keep in mind there. You also, whenever you're done with your turn, you choose to face a certain cardinal direction. And backstabs are a thing in this game. So yeah, you get guaranteed critical hits if you go for a backstab, if you hit an enemy in the back. So you hit like behind the direction that they're facing. If you have some enemy in between two of your allies, like let's say I have an ally here and I move myself here and I attack this guy, then I attack. And my ally that's waiting here also gets a small attack. So there's like these kind of dual attacks that you can capitalize on. Unlike Fire Emblem, it's not turn-based in the way of all your units move and then all of the enemies move. It's not like that. It's more like Octopath Traveler, where you have a turn tracker and everybody will be moving at like whatever kind of pace it is. So maybe you move one of your units, maybe two or something like that. The enemy gets to move one unit, you get to move one unit, maybe two or something like that. Maybe now the enemy gets to move 3 units. It all depends on the speed and how things work out like that, and how soon you can get turns. You can do arts that do things like delay enemy turns and stuff like that, similar to Octopath Traveler. This game has like the boost point kind of thing, where Bob's like Octopath Traveler. And Octopath Traveler, you would gain like one of those boost points every turn that would pass by. This game has that as well. It seems like the maximum that you can have is 3, and there are certain arts that take up a certain amount of those. Like for example, Frederica's fireball thingamabob here is like an AoE plus sign kind of thingamabob, and it takes 2 of those. So she can use 2 in a row if she wanted to, but then she'd have to recharge, for example. As an example there. So the combat system is like very, very different there. But yeah, yeah, I feel like I prefer the cutscenes the way that Octopath handled things. I felt like, my lord, before the tourney begins, I would like to ask you a single question. To what end do you believe this contest is being held? It's a chance for our 3 nations to gather and celebrate. Although the battles may be bloodless, victory is sweet all the same. In times of peace, there are precious few chances to display martial prowess. I mean to remind people of House Wolfort's legacy. It may appear to be mere entertainment, but reputations are at stake. If we show weakness, then it will be noted by all in attendance. I'm gonna do this one. Is the chat off? Oh, it was. What? No, it was on. It was just being bugged out. It was on. Streamlabs is just being buggy as heck today. Don't know why, but it is. Streamlabs is being weird today. Very good, my lord. Although the weapons will be blunted, there will be victors and vanquished all the same. The attendees will be curious to see a new lord's talent. Does he possess the ferocity of his forebears? The answer to that question shall be determined soon, and shall ring far into the future. Yeah. Okay, is there anybody else that I specifically need to talk to or I really want to talk to? Here's Edelgard. I suppose we haven't formally met yet. I'm Edelgard von Rasvelg. Yes, Frederica is my sister, although I hardly think of her as such. This country is old, for a lack of a better word. I'm certain it will fit her sensibilities perfectly. Wow, rude. Serenoa Wolfort. Good to see you again so soon. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Talus Esfrost, at your service. I suppose soon I shall be calling you my brother-in-law. This is quite the castle you have, full of history and great deeds. I hope that one day fate sees it fit to deliver me one so grand. Okay. Oh, look, that's the map out there. And then like a lake or like an ocean or something like that. So, oh, that's kind of cool. So it's like this area has kind of like taken a small section of this part in the world and, you know, enlarged it, enhanced it like that. But you look on the edges of this bit that are made and you see like the world map. I don't like the low detail it's in, but that's really cool there. Yeah, like a tabletop war game, and that kind of matches the aesthetic of the thingamabob on the overworld, where it shows like the little icons moving across the map, or the little they're not quite triangles. What do you call it when it's a combination of a rectangle and a triangle on top? One of those things. Like, what do you call those? But those things have been moving around the map. That's really cool how it's like playing into that theme. Yeah, because that's just the world map out there is what that is. Straight up. Huh. Yeah, it is kind of similar to Voice of Cards in that style. You know, when Voice of Cards released, I was planning on covering it initially. I just had so many other games that I couldn't get around to it. And at this point, like, it might be a bit late to properly get around to it. Who are you? Lord Serenoa, congratulations on your recent appointment. The news of Lord Simon's abdication was sudden, to be sure, but all lords must give up their position in time. Still, I'm certain having that immense responsibility thrust upon you at such a young age must be trying indeed. If you ever require counsel, or simply a sympathetic ear to bend, do not hesitate to call upon House Telior. Alright, should I, end the exploration here? You know, play Voice of Cards, you love the demo. It seemed like an interesting game. I haven't really looked into it in a good while. It's been out for a while now. But, I'm not sure what the reviews said about it. It was very fascinating, though. Maybe one day, if I have some time, I'll consider hopping into it. Is this an item? Wait, I thought I saw some... Oh, that's an item. I think I was seeing the butterflies over there. That's what I think I was seeing. I can run through the, Woo! Okay, I should probably conclude exploration. Probably. Yeah, sure. The tourney will begin soon. I best head back.